Welcome to Houston, my man. Our third stop in the best barbecue in Texas marathon.
Oh yeah.
We're going to 4 incredible barbecue restaurants, all here in the great city of Houston.
I'm excited. I've heard good things about Houston barbecue.
And you've heard good things about Houston from Beyonce, Travis Scott, Bun B, UGK, Ghetto Boys.
I definitely knew who some of those people were.
Unbelievable, these millennials, I don't know anything about anything. All right, well, we're not here to listen to fantastic hip hop. We are here to eat fantastic barbecue, and we're starting at Truth Barbecue. You wanted the truth, and you got it. We're gonna get a baseline of what the city has to offer, so everywhere we go, we're getting brisket. Everywhere we go, we're getting ribs. Everywhere we go, we're getting sausage. And every place we're gonna go, also getting something special on that menu. Houston episode starts right now. You ready to eat?
Somehow, yeah, I still want more barbecue. Let's go.
Look at our plates.
Alrighty, guys.
Yes.
So here we have what is known as our whole shebang. It's basically a sampler of what we do best.
That looks phenomenal. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Check it out. What do you think of this plate?
Houston, we have a problem.
What problem is that?
That I'm going to eat myself to an early grave.
All right.
This looks really good.
As beautiful as the meat looks, when you mentioned these Brussels sprouts with the beef tallow, ooh, sounds very nice.
We both had a similar reaction to that, both very excited. I know it's weird to focus on sprouts on a barbecue plate, but we've eaten a lot of meat this week.
Pulled pork? We haven't seen a lot of pulled pork on this journey, right?
No, not really. Most of the pork we've eaten has been in like sausage or rib form.
Yeah.
The steaks at Snow's, of course.
Of course.
Do you like pulled pork?
Love it.
Yeah, into it?
Usually, though, I do pulled pork in sandwich mode.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
Well, we do have some bread and some
I don't want to hog
sauce.
the bread. Yeah, everything on this plate looks absolutely incredible.
It really
and I do
does.
want to remind you, before we continue, Truth Barbecue in 2021, according to Texas Monthly Magazine, this is the number 3 best barbecue in the entire state of Texas.
Okay.
So we are about to eat something that is nothing short of phenomenal. I don't know, where do you want to begin here?
I feel like the brisket's a good place to start. You have to
Yeah.
kind of like unearth it on this
have
plate.
to-
He called this the whole shebang because they give you a little bit of everything. So we got the
All right,
ribs
there's
buried under here. I
turkey.
think we have turkey
Right
and
there.
brisket.
Yeah, okay,
There's your brisket. There we go. Yep,
Here we
get
go.
some of that bark, man.
do it.
Cheers.
Wow. Second in my mouth. I totally get it.
Flavor explosion right
Whoa.
there. It's rich,
Yeah.
juicy.
Dare I say decadent. Not too salty. You know, balanced perfectly. Salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. That's what makes up that bark. You use mustard as a binder, and you just the way that the vinegar is the tanginess of the mustard pairs with the richness, the fattiness of the meat. Perfection.
I actually like when I bit into that one. I kind of got flashbacks to our pastrami episode in New
Okay.
York.
Really?
Yeah, like I think with a lot of the kind of like spicy mustard that you get on those like pastrami and rice sandwiches, not exactly the same. The flavor profiles are different and the texture of the meat is different.
Sure.
But I kind of like it just evokes those memories, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That brisket is kind of a big deal. Here at Truth, they sell 500 of those a week.
Damn, okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of brisket.
Yeah.
A lot of cows
Yeah.
sacrificing themselves
Yeah.
to make this possible.
And thank you for your service, cows. I only went to the ribs.
I think so. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm gonna grab
That was a
one.
great place to start. Moving on.
Oh yeah, I got like the side.
Pork rib. Oh man, it's like already like falling off the bone.
Yeah, perfectly cooked. Bit right through it. Wow.
Man.
Bark has got a nice crunch and holds it all together.
A little bit of sauce on there as well.
Yep.
A bit of like tomatoey, vinegary goodness.
And I got sauce on the table, and I, for one, do not think it needs to be added whatsoever.
So far, I've not needed any sauce.
Yeah.
Literally falling off the bone. I feel like when you're serving this many people, like what, 500 briskets a week,
Yeah.
making that consistent is so hard. Because every brisket's like a little different as well, right?
Yeah, right.
They're not all the same size, shape, fat content.
Yeah.
So to try and pluck order out of all the chaos and produce this product day in, day out is really impressive.
Absolutely fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, look at the sausage right here. Look at this.
Not skimping on the cheese.
Yeah,
are they,
just the cheese and the jalapeno. I'm like seeing chunks of jalapeno, and I don't know if it's like really hot. I don't know if I'm ready for spiciness. How are you feeling?
It's very, very warm, especially for a bread. Oh yeah, the jalapeno.
Yeah. Wow, it's so cheesy. That might be the cheesiest sausage we had this entire trip. The whole time been here. They're winning the cheese game.
It really works as well.
There's not a lot of cheese in general on barbecue.
No, I feel like very rarely I've seen little bits of cheesy sausage available in the UK, but Cheddar jalapeno seems like the combo out here. Is that like a Texas thing?
Yeah, I think so. That brisket is cooked over post oak wood. I feel like I'm starting to taste the differences between the woods. I used to think like, just use whatever wood, but I definitely can get that post oakiness in the brisket, which I'm really starting to like.
Yeah, that smoke flavor adds so much. I think, again, when you're not seasoning it with that many things, it really means that the things that you are seasoning it with shine through a lot more.
They eventually spritz it with apple cider vinegar before wrapping it. We've been to some places that are like anti-wrapping and even like no spritzing or anything like that, but they're doing it, and I have to say, that is a fantastic brisket.
It really is.
Obviously, when it comes to meat, they know what they're doing, but I hear the sides here are off the hook.
Yes.
I want to do the
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts first.
In the beef tallow.
Yeah.
With some peppers as well.
Yeah.
Do you like Brussels sprouts? I
Love
love
'em.
Brussels sprouts. They get a bad rep in the UK because most people just boil them.
Yeah, no, they got a bad rep in America too. Then suddenly, like 10 years ago, they're back.
Yeah.
They're reinvented.
Well, people figured out that you can do things like fry them, or roast them, or saute them, and
Or
hey,
add salt to them.
season them.
Yeah, season them. Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow.
Those are amazing. Those are amazing. And I haven't had my vegetables in like 3 days, so.
Yeah, it might just be that both of us are like crying out for nutrients.
Oh, it's working. Wow, these are fantastic.
These are beautiful.
These
though.
are some of the best Brussels sprouts I've ever had. No
There's some
question.
sweetness in there, but like a sweet heat with the chili.
Yes.
It might be the best sprouts I've ever had.
I'm gonna hit a few more sides here. Tater tot casserole.
Tater tot
Love
casserole.
that.
Tater tots being those like small balls of fried potato, right?
Are you being serious right now?
I don't think.
What do you not know what a tater tot is?
They're not a thing in the UK.
Yes, they are.
They're really not.
You probably call them something else. Little potato guys, deep fried,
Yeah, I've seen them before, but like
but you've never had them in the UK?
they're not common in the UK whatsoever.
That's not, no, it can't be true. That's like
is
the
true.
most regular thing to have. A tater tot casserole, like a potato casserole. No, what they did was you'd have the tater tots with the crispy outside, right?
Yep.
And then they kind of like blended them up after they were cooked. So there's like crispy potato throughout it, which is
Yeah.
smart instead of just using like shredded potatoes as a lot of crispy.
You could just have mashed potato, but then like you wouldn't get these little crispy
No.
bits.
They're very wise to do tater tots. This is very good.
That's really good. Cheesy as well.
And this is really great.
It's right up there.
This is really fantastic.
A couple more tiny bits of meat.
I don't know if I can keep going.
You can't tap out at place one immediately, Joe. Come on. You got this, man. Pulled pork. That's a juicy pulled pork.
Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And this turkey.
Turkey's basically a vegetable, right? Out in Texas, turkey is effectively a vegetable.
I'm actually loving everything on this plate. Everything is like, I know what this is, but you taste it, you're like, wait a second. They have elevated everything on this plate, but it also works together, which I love. I love when the sides and the meats all go together, so you just don't feel like you're getting a side just to get one or whatever, you know? Leonard, who runs the place, is one of a few barbecue chefs to have appeared on the show Chopped and have won.
Okay.
Very impressive.
We don't have Chopped in the UK. How does that work?
It's a competition cooking show.
Gotcha. Okay. And he won.
And he won an episode, yes.
I can see why with barbecue like this. I wonder if he cooked barbecue or if he was cooking something else. Either way, I'm sure he did great.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the show, but I'm pretty sure when they're like, okay, make your dish, you have 12 hours. It's much like the stay here and demolish this plate. We actually can.
Oh.
I got some great news. This is the last place we're going to today. I got a bunch of other spots, but we're going tomorrow, so we got nothing left to do. So let's eat this entire plate, get nice and sweaty, hit the Airbnb, and wake up bright and early tomorrow, hungover on meat, for more barbecue in Houston. You ready, buddy?
Yeah, there's nothing I like doing more than getting hot and sweaty and meaty with you, Joe.
All right, now start eating and looking me in the eye. Let's go.
I'm blinking eye contact.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great unhinged.
Day 2 barbecue, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel refreshed, ready to eat barbecue.
I am refreshed and I'm ready to eat 3 fantastic barbecue spots, and that's where we're going today. In my opinion, it's never too early to eat barbecue. Case in point, we are on our way to the pit room, and I'm taking you there specifically for the barbecue breakfast tacos. Oh my God, I can't wait. All right, here we are, the pit room. Houston, Texas, MMA fighter Derek Lewis's favorite barbecue.
Okay. Are you an MMA guy?
No,
No, me neither. Really.
but I saw the
But,
clip.
I mean, I imagine they need to eat a lot of protein, so I kind of trust the opinion of someone who does MMA fighting on barbecue.
Got some pretty good shape, so it looks like knows what he's talking about. Also, the Houston Press said they have the best homemade sausage. Come on. What else do you want?
Come on.
I know we're here a little early. I want to make sure you get the breakfast tacos. Listen to me. These breakfast tacos, they make the flour tortillas in-house. And what sets them apart is they trim the fat off the brisket and grind it up, render it down into the smoker, put it into the process of making the tortillas. My point is this. The tortillas here are no joke. The breakfast tacos here are no joke. Our boy Fietti even came out here to check it out.
So you're telling me they're putting smoked brisket fat in the tortillas?
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's gonna be delicious.
What is the breakfast taco situation in London?
Pretty non-existent.
That sucks.
Yeah, tortillas on the whole, not that big a deal.
Is a Tex-Mex fusion. We're in the Tex part of Tex-Mex, so makes sense why that would be.
Yeah, we're close to the border, I think, in Houston, right?
The closest we've been so far, yeah.
There you go. So I imagine the Tex-Mex food down here, pretty good.
I'm seeing stuff like house-made chicharrones with their own hot sauce. Kaboom!
So what are we gonna order?
For the tacos, we want to get the brisket and egg and the jalapeno cheddar sausage and egg. And then, of course, we're going to be getting the brisket, the ribs, the sausage here for the barbecue.
Okay, go order, man. I'm starving.
BRB.
Here we go.
Ba-bam,
Good morning,
buddy.
USA.
They didn't have regular English tea, so they got you Houston sweet tea, which
Okay.
I think is pretty similar.
Close enough?
Yeah.
Close enough.
And I got an appropriate sized coffee.
A large coffee.
Well, no, this was the
A
coffee.
small coffee.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Houston knows the right sizes of things. They hooked us up with a little bit of everything. Starting down here, we got the brisket taco. Then we got the bacon taco. Over here, we got the cheddar jalapeno sausage taco, pulled pork taco, hash brown taco, and down here looks to be diced ham. Are you ready to lose your mind? Hook this up with a bunch of salsas as well. Absolutely fantastic.
This looks ridiculous, smells ridiculous.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to try these. To try the tea as well. So this is basically just a English breakfast tea, right?
Yeah, but Houston style. I hold up there, pal.
Yeah, they're not kidding when they say sweet tea. Not skimping on the sugar there.
Is tea ever that sweet in the UK?
No, not at all. If you're putting that much sugar in your black or English breakfast tea,
Uh-huh.
I am concerned for your health. Not skimping on the meat filling,
No,
I think it's fair
definitely
to
not.
say.
And this brisket looks absolutely incredible. We got shredded cheese and egg, of course, in there, thus making it a breakfast taco.
So what makes something a breakfast taco? Is it pretty much just the presence of scrambled egg and cheese? And
I
then
think so, yeah.
Beyond that, whatever you want to add.
Yeah. And also you're eating them around breakfast time.
Of course.
I mean, nobody's going to be like, a regular taco for breakfast. What are you doing? It's pretty conclusive that it's just tacos for breakfast. But there probably should be some egg in there.
Probably. Okay, man.
This is the brisket one. Looks absolutely incredible. I think we should take a bite before we continue.
I agree. Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
This is ridiculous how good this is, right? And those tortillas, ooh.
Yeah, man. The flavor and the texture of that tortilla. Making these in-house. They do have like a little bit of like smokiness to them, right?
a little flavor to it, right?
Yeah.
This is a jalapeno sausage and cheese one. I mean, I gotta
Again,
try it.
Best homemade sausage in Houston.
Wow, that sausage. Oh my God.
Get
That
a
might
little-
be, that might be the one. That
Get
might be the one for me.
Get that jalapeno heat.
Wow. They gave us sauces. I don't think it really needs it. What do you think?
I'm gonna try a little bit with the salsa.
Yeah. House made?
I believe so.
I guess I gotta try a little bit with the salsa.
Oh, good. Wow.
This is absolutely incredible. I can't speak for all breakfast tacos that I've had, but I don't think I've had one with so much care and dedication put into the taco, all the way down to the tortillas. I mean, the eggs are cooked perfectly too. The cheese and the sausage. This sausage is, oh my God. For me, this is the best breakfast tacos I've ever had, without question.
Wow, high praise. I haven't had many breakfast tacos, but I think I'd agree with you. I'm pretty sure I looked on the menu and the price wasn't even expensive. It's like maybe like $5 or $6 one of these.
It's a price
and
to
that's
move.
hefty.
Yeah.
If you were selling these for that price in London, you would have lines around several blocks for this.
But it is not a breakfast taco show. As much as I
not.
wish it would be, and if we are going to shoot a breakfast taco episode, we definitely got to come back here.
Yep.
Just to hand them their crown and then leave. Like, we don't even be like,
Shortest episode ever.
here we
Today
are,
we're at the pit
here's your
room.
trophy,
They
we
win.
eat here, bye. We also have a tray of unbelievably delicious barbecue. Now I want to tell you something. When I tell you, I'm telling the audience.
Go for it.
They have the breakfast menu, take a 30-minute break, then a lunch menu. They were kind enough to cook us both before the official lunch service begins. So Harry, when you come back here, without the cameras, don't be all like, hey, remember that show you gave me the tacos and the lunch at the same time? I would like the same service. They're not going to do
do
that.
it
This is food royalty service only.
Sure.
All right?
Are we food royalty at this point?
We are.
I feel like I'm more like a duke or something
A
at this
lord.
point. Yeah. Not quite on like king level.
But our land holdings are enough to where we're treated like royalty when we leave the kingdom. So we were lucky enough, or they were kind enough to give us lunch, barbecue, during the breakfast hours. But they, of course, have brisket, the sausage, chicharrones, also house-made. Potato chips right here, jalapeno vinegar, and ribs, and 2 sauces. I am just so elated with how amazing this looks. 2 chicharrones, come on.
I love chicharrones. I adore crisps or chips. On your side of the pond.
Oh my God, there is a crispness to this brisket, that the bark on this. That is just quality barbecue right there. Yep. Bark's a little crispier than we've had in other places, which is welcomed by me. I mean, we've been talking about textures a lot, but I think the juxtaposition of the incredibly creamy, smooth brisket with the crunchiness of the bark, fantastic.
Yeah, that brisket is so delicious.
They're letting the meat sing on that one. They're doing a pickle, juice, and mustard binder for their brisket.
Okay.
All right?
Nice, yeah.
I don't taste that, and I don't think mustard or pickles. What I can gather is at least the vinegar from the pickle juice is really offsetting the richness of the fat within the meat. And you're getting that in the bark, so you're getting both a little bit of like the unctuousness of the meat with the crispiness of the skin. Together, absolutely fantastic.
I think, yeah, when you have a meat that's this rich, any kind of acid you can add to that is going to really, really help the eventual bite and flavor profile.
Yeah.
Salt, fat, acid, heat. You seen that?
I've heard of it.
Shout out Samin Nosrat, she's great.
All right.
But she says that salt, fat, acid, and heat are the 4 main components that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a well-rounded mouthful, it's great.
Yeah. All right, I want to try the jalapeno cheddar sausage. Let's go. Again, in taco, out of taco, still amazing.
Phenomenal. Really good sausage. One thing I've actually been a little bit surprised by on this trip so far is like, I was expecting it even to taste more smoke sometimes from the meats. I think with the brisket it comes through a little bit, but not too much. That's one of the smokiest things I've had on this whole trip, which personally I really like.
Yeah. No cheddar jalapeno sausage over there in the UK? No sausage jalapeno bangers?
You can probably track them down if you look hard enough, but not common. We generally stick to pretty standard sausage fillings, I would say, in the UK. You're going to have your Cumberland sausages, your Lincolnshire sausages. If I were rich enough to have like a wood-burning stove in my house, then maybe I could just start smoking sausages in there overnight as well.
And your whole flat smells like smoked meat.
Smoke and grease.
Oh, that'd be kind of nice, actually.
They should do scented candles like jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Rib. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Oh yes,
that's a long rib.
It's a long boy, as they call them.
It's like dripping with that juice as well. Could joust with these things.
The rub on this, wow, cooked to perfection. Got a nice snap to the meat on there. Not falling off the bone, doesn't have to be.
It's like crispy bark again, like you're saying with the brisket.
Yeah.
They get a real nice like crisp on the outside here.
Which I like to see. With smoking and offset cooking, it'd be harder to get anything crispy, but they're getting it across the board, and I love it, because when it's crispier, it really locks in the flavor.
Oh, yeah.
So we get that with the tenderness of the meat. The meat is still ridiculously tender. Put those two things together, I'm like loving that clash.
There's just something so primal about gnawing meat off the bone, isn't there?
I know, feels really good.
Like a caveman again.
Yeah, that's right. So the first chicharron to appear on our plates, and the house-made hot sauce.
So is this another kind of like nod to the Tex-Mex?
I believe so, yes.
Also, we have pork scratchings in the UK, which are like our version.
Yeah.
I love them.
I know it's like pork scratchings, chicharrones, yeah.
One of the least healthy things possible, but they're so good.
No, you're not eating. Health is not a concern if you're eating if you're doing a barbecue show.
Oh yeah. There's something so satisfying about the texture of pork rinds, pork scratchings, chicharron.
Whatever you want to call them, they are phenomenal. And gotta say to you and anyone watching, do not sleep on their hot sauce.
Yeah, I love what they're doing here. Attention to detail is evident across the menu. The seasoning in the bark is fantastic. The smoke has really come through here compared to some other places. And also I just think like including stuff like this on the menu, it's delicious, but also you get like texture contrast, which is something that I've actually been missing a bit with some of these barbecue places we've had on the trip. Because when you're getting these like tender smoked meats, it's a lot of the same. Yeah. Whereas then having a bit of crunch to kind of like break that up. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Wow. And I love the Tex-Mex infusion to the barbecue. Putting all that on one plate is a huge plus for me.
Yeah. This has been excellent.
All right, so stop because I know you want to keep eating, and I would like to as well. We got 2 more places, 2 more Houston barbecue institutions for me to take you to. Ready for our next tray?
I am indeed. I've saved some room. Let's hit it.
Let's hit it. That was delicious. Now we're on our way to Pinkerton's BBQ, not to be confused with the Blue Album. Are you excited?
Or the detective agency in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they used to be like a private security firm called
Okay.
Pinkertons, and they are hunting you down in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, it's none of those things. This is barbecue by my man, Grant Pinkerton. And he's cooking his briskets, post oak, and mesquite. Now you're probably wondering, 18 hours, isn't that overnight? What, does the guy live there? I think he does.
Oh.
He did. We'll find out when we get to his location. If he still lives there, I'm not quite sure. But for a while there, yeah, he lived at the restaurant because he was keeping an eye on the meat 24/7. I mean, that is dedication to the game.
That's dedication.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first place you're going to where the pitmaster lives on the premises.
I think you might be right, yeah. You're literally like going around to his house for dinner. It's great.
That's right, so take off your shoes when we get there.
Oh, well.
All right, Pinkerton's, buddy, what do you think? Pretty nice setup they got out here, right?
It's a really cool setup. It does feel like someone's house.
Yeah, it's pretty
which-
cool, right? Considered one of the best barbecue spots in the city of Houston. That's what we're doing here today. Of course, we're getting the brisket. We're getting a glazed rib, also sausage, a jambalaya, a few other fun things that they're known for. I'm still hungry, so I could definitely go for another round of barbecue. How are you feeling?
I'm not doing too bad. We're sat outside again, which is slightly less than ideal because it's pretty warm today,
Yeah.
but we're making do.
Come on, you're not getting used to this heat, this Texas sweltering heat.
I actually think it might slowly be getting used to it. Yeah, I
You're
don't
just getting
know.
used to also have your own glaze on you while wandering around.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a rib right now.
Well, I know what really cool us off is a huge plate of smoked meat. So you want me to go get us something?
Absolutely.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
here we go. All right, buddy, what do you think?
This looks ridiculous.
It's a real good looking plate. I gotta say, the sides look
Yeah.
amazing. Hell yeah, dude.
Little kind of colourful accent to the
Nice.
plate, thanks
Yeah,
to these sides.
Whole rainbow of colors we got going on over here.
The size
love
of
it.
this beef rib,
Yeah.
biggest beef rib we've had by a
Yeah, we keep
mile.
saying that, but this is absolutely the biggest beef rib we've got.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? It looks so amazing.
Yeah, look at the fat back there that's just like almost liquefied.
Love it, love it, love it.
Two types of brisket.
Yeah.
We've got the fatty and the lean brisket
But
on
it's
here.
underneath this beef rib. How do
Buried
I do this?
underneath the beef rib.
So you can. Oh no 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 no! I'm gonna put that right here.
I mean, literally fall off the bone tender beef rib, as we've just discovered. It's fine. Draw your attention, Joe, to the fatty versus the lean brisket.
Yes, please.
They're both like still kind of fork tender, which is great.
Do a side by side taste. We'll see if you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh huh. All right. What are you tasting? How's it feeling? What's going on in your mind right now?
It's beefy,
Yeah. Okay.
it's smoky,
Nice.
it's salty,
Yo.
and definitely has a really soft,
Yeah.
buttery texture.
Rich, right? Mm-hmm. Very nice. I got something lean, something for the
lean.
people keeping an eye on, I guess, their fat content. I don't know why you'd want lean, but okay.
If you're eating barbecue, I don't think you're that concerned about your fat intake.
This is for if you got a marathon later today.
Flavor profile is very similar, but definitely has more bite to it, more of
Yep.
a chew. I actually might like kind of prefer the lean stuff, you know.
Why is that?
I think I just like having that a little bit more bite to it, a little bit more chew.
Yeah.
They're both delicious. Flavor profile is very similar. It's just a textural thing, which I think is personal preference.
Here's all I'll say. The leaner cut, I'd be more inclined for that if I was more of a sauce guy.
Yeah.
Flavor's still there. I feel like I probably want to sauce that. My personal preference, I'm going to go with the regular cut, the fatty cut. That was just
Interesting. Okay.
amazing, amazing. Maybe some of the best brisket we've had in
Yeah.
Houston. Wow, that's incredible. Unfortunately, this fell off the bone.
It did.
Sorry.
It's that tender.
Sorry for that. Yeah, so that's a compliment to it. Sorry for the optics, but I'm gonna get on this beef rib right here. So once again, big beef rib. It is Sunday we're shooting this, so I don't know
It
if
is.
this is an everyday thing or a Sunday thing.
Oh yeah. Don't need a knife. I just put my fork in, twisted, bang. That's smoky.
That's incredible. Oh my god. If I had to choose one, I would go the beef rib over the brisket personally.
You would? Really?
That is amazing.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing.
I think brisket now in Texas seems to be extremely commonplace, and
Okay.
a lot of people are doing it very well.
Yeah.
Whereas like beef rib feels like a bit more of an event, you know?
Sure. Okay.
A lot of places are still only doing it like on the weekend or on a Sunday.
Maybe the best beef rib we've had on this trip. Totally.
Wow.
Entirely.
High praise.
Ooh, a little cheddar jalapeno,
jalapeno
sausage.
cheddar. Look at the cheese as well, like oozing out of that.
Yeah, it's really great.
Like casing's got a good
It's got a
texture
nice,
to it.
it's got a nice snap to it.
Bit of snap, bit of chew.
But the jalapeno, like spicy enough that you know it's there, but not too overpowering. It just
Yeah.
has the perfect jalapeno flavor to pair with the cheese, and the sausage itself. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so good.
It's a really good sausage, man.
Yeah.
Need some of this potato salad to cool me down.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm gonna try this jambalaya because they're known for the jambalaya.
You did say that Houston's like the Bayou City.
Yep.
Jambalaya strikes me as more of like a sort of Louisiana soul food dish.
That big?
Paying
Oh, yeah.
tribute there.
Yep. It's got bits of duck in it.
Do you want to grab a rib?
Yeah, get in there.
Not tried the pork ribs
Oh,
yet.
yeah, the glazed ones.
Look at the color on those.
The glaze on this is exceptional. The glaze on this is absolutely exceptional. That glaze is amazing. That is a glaze, buddy.
In general, would you say you're like a dry rub or a glaze guy when it comes to your ribs?
I think I'm more of a glaze guy.
I think
I think I'm more of a glaze guy. But I think it might be just growing up, that's how the ribs you always get were. You know, like places that don't slow cook them, just any sort of like restaurant that does barbecue and just totally like torching them in the oven just to get them out really fast are always glazed with something. Yeah, I like that there's a sweetness with the flavor of the pork. I mean, pork and sweet always work so well together, and this is no exception. This is so delicious. There's a very like communal feel to this place, both inside and out here with this like area back here. Like I feel like you're eating in the neighborhood. Like it feels like this is the neighborhood spot.
Again, like he literally lived here for a while, but it does feel like a family environment. Again, it's like we're like going to Grant's house for dinner. You know,
Yeah.
it was great. Very welcoming. I'm gonna pick at some more sides.
Very impressive sides.
I might just because we're kind of at the end of our barbecue tour, but I'm really grateful that the mac isn't like overly creamy. As far as mac and cheese goes, fairly delicate.
Yeah, this is an incredible plate of barbecue. This really is an exceptional plate of barbecue. They did everything. Top quality, A game.
Yeah, a few standouts for me. Quality and range for the sides.
Okay.
Loving those.
Yes.
That beef rib.
Maybe
The bark on that.
Yeah, maybe the best we've had.
Phenomenal.
In all of Texas, yeah.
And also the sausage, actually.
Yeah, sausage.
We've
Yeah.
had a lot of good sausage on this trip. It's very different to a British sausage, but they're all bringing a little something to the table.
Yeah, man, we got sausages figured out down here in Texas.
You do.
Yeah. Grant Pinkerton of Pinkerton fame started barbecuing when he was 12 years old. Has no formal training, just got really into it, and sometime after college he decided that he would just go all in and barbecue, and after a few successful years he was able to get his own place, this place right here. And I think that he certainly has got the skills.
I respect that, you know, it's like very American dream. Just like
Yeah.
having a passion, working at it from a young age, working your way up to the top, and getting all the acclaim that he now deserves.
Could you not do that in the UK?
We still have that, and it's still like cool, but I just feel like it's more baked into the American culture, no?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, what happens when you do that in London?
It's just like, oh, cool, good for you.
Oh, God.
Thumbs up.
Cheers, mate. Brilliant.
I'm trying to drink my pint here, mate.
I got one more barbecue spot here in Houston to take you, and we got to get going, buddy. So let's wrap this up and hit it.
Let's do it.
The last place of our entire Texas barbecue marathon trip. How you holding up?
I'm not bad. I'm ready to go out with a bang, both in terms of good quality barbecue and also my stomach exploding.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we got room for one more, and we're going to Feges BBQ.
Just barbecue.
Feges BBQ is by my man Patrick Feges and his partner Aaron Smith. Aaron has a background in fine dining, so the vibe of this is going to be more of a sit-down restaurant than it is other places we've gone to.
Okay. I do have one request for you, Joe.
What do you got?
Can we speed up a little? Because England are playing in the Euro final in about 1 hour's time.
Oh,
I'm
God.
repping the team colours today. Don't know if you picked up on that, probably not.
No.
But I would very much like to catch at least some of the game.
Fine. All right, we're here, Feges BBQ, Houston, Texas, the last spot of our extensive Texas barbecue tour here in Houston. How you feeling?
Not too bad. We've been eating barbecue pretty much solidly for a week, and I'm ready to end it on a high note. This place is cool.
Yeah, I really like this place.
Tell me more about the spot, why we're here.
Okay, Feges BBQ started by Patrick Feges and his partner Aaron Smith. Aaron has a background in the restaurant industry, and she even appeared on and won an episode of Chopped in 2016. An episode or the season, I don't know much, I don't know how the show works. But she was in it and she won, so she clearly knows barbecue.
Second Houston barbecue chef to have appeared on and won an episode of Chopped.
Yeah, you're paying attention, very good.
I really am.
Was named one of the best new barbecue joints by Texas Monthly Magazine. Also made the list of best barbecue spots in 2021.
Nice. I was looking at the menu, they have wine, and I think they do wine pairings, is
Yes.
that right? I feel like we've got to end on a glass of wine.
Maybe. It's not even two yet.
It's a Sunday.
I have to say, I don't think I've had wine and barbecue before. They got a lot of beers on tap. Fine, I'll do one. We'll ask and see what wine goes best with their brisket. Maybe they actually have one. I don't know.
You're not much of a wine guy?
It's fine.
More of a beer dude.
It's also fine. I'm more of a kind of being drunk guy.
Okay, wine's a pretty efficient way to get you there.
I'm listening.
I'm surprised
listening.
you're not more on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's good.
We're definitely going to be getting brisket, ribs. Do you want me to go get us some food?
Absolutely.
I will be right back. there's two different wines that she felt pairs well with the brisket.
Sure. So, like, how does it go well with it? What are the notes that we're getting from this?
I have no idea.
Oh, perfect. Cheers.
The red.
I'll drink to that.
That's wine. I just don't know anything about it. And every time someone explains to me about wine, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And I'm like, I don't care.
That's fair. I like drinking wine,
Yeah.
but I also don't know much about it. I've never done like a wine tasting course or anything like that. When people often sip wine and they're like, oh, you're getting notes of this fruit. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you're not. It's
Yeah.
just wine. It's
Even
wine.
if you're like, I guess I taste it. And I taste is wine and the alcohol.
Yeah. I like it though. Barbecue doesn't have to be something you do in a backyard. It can be something that you do in a more fancy restaurant setup
Yeah, sure.
with glasses of wine.
Perfect timing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Wow, fantastic service.
It's looking good. It's the first time we haven't had the sliced brisket. We did get here late. It's kind of on us. Chopped brisket buried under these ribs here. The color on the ribs looks very good. Sausage looks good. These sprouts again, exciting.
Yeah, I think all this looks real good. I'm eyeing those sprouts. I don't normally start with the brisket, but I wouldn't mind starting off with a rib.
It will also help us access the brisket, which is currently tucked underneath that.
Okay, let's go look at
There
this.
you go.
Oh yeah, dude, super tender.
Uh-huh.
They got that flap. They got that Houston flap.
Look at the fat just like liquefying in there.
Falling off the bone, baby.
Oh, that's a real good rib.
I think I know why somebody went chopped. Either the season or the episode.
That's a serious rib. Like you say, falling straight off the bone, super tender.
There is a flavor to this that we have not had yet.
Yeah,
It feels like they've seasoned this in a way that definitely would differentiate itself from all the other ribs, all the barbecue we've had today. I'm very surprised by this. This is incredible.
yeah, this has a real like depth of flavor to it. And then we have some multiple barbecue sauce options.
Sweet
Oh,
red,
man.
similar to this wine.
Really good.
Yeah.
How do you feel about chopped brisket in terms of like the texture that it offers, the flavor?
You know, I like it better in solid form, just like laying right into it, but I'm gonna do it in a sandwich, or if it's all that's available, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, this chopped brisket is excellent though.
I quite like the flavor of this. I feel like you get that kind of bark mixed up a lot more in with the meat,
Yep.
which
Okay.
I really appreciate. After, again, quite a lot of like sliced brisket where you just tend to get the bark on the outside and then the inside texture is very samey.
Right.
This actually mixes that up, so I quite like it.
Quick sauce rundown. First one, Texas Gold, A+.
That's really good.
Sweet red, also A+.
What the hell is in Alabama white sauce? I'm intrigued.
Look at that. That might be A++. Isn't that really good?
What is that? I can't put my finger on what that even tastes like, but it's
Now,
delicious.
I am a vinegar guy, so I'm gonna try the mop sauce here.
Man. The secret weapon right here.
I think the mop sauce would be my go-to. I think I would just like, I think I'd literally be, if it was just me,
Yeah.
this would be me. Boom, bam, boom,
Every
bam.
mouthful, just bam, bam, bam.
They had stuff up there. I might see if I can get a bottle of this to go.
Wow, that good, huh?
The white sauce I like, but it doesn't taste like ranch, but it reminds me of when people put ranch on other things, where it just has like a really like strong flavor. And I do like the taste of the Alabama white way more than like ranch. Like I like its flavor, but to me the Alabama white is adding its own flavor to the meat. The mop sauce though, that is making that meat sing, baby.
Meat enhancer.
Yeah, that is the best enhancer on the table there.
So vinegary. Like,
Which leads me to think I wanted to make a point at that this meat is absolutely fantastic. It is perfect. The only sausage they had left was the mild.
good snap. Juicy, juicy sausage.
Mild in heat, but that's the only way that it's mild. Everything else, top tier.
Flavorful. That's like the best Frankfurter sausage I've ever had.
Yeah.
That kind of flavor profile.
Yeah.
Porky, very porky, smoky, juicy. Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
A few more sides to close us out.
Yeah. Which one do we got here
What do we
first?
got here? The cheesy potatoes.
Nice, smooth. I feel like a sauce would go good on that.
Yeah, try one out.
I know I was talking about the mop, but this sweet red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Those potatoes are so good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Really rich flavor. I have been loving what barbecue spots have been doing with sprouts so
Yeah.
far. Give these ones a try.
Again. Oh,
Oh.
I forgot what I was going to say when I tasted the sprouts. Oh my god. These are the best sprouts.
Really?
These are the best that we've
Straight
had,
up? Yeah.
straight up, that I've ever had.
Wow.
My
Okay.
god.
They are really good. It's such an impressive achievement to get the texture like that, because you want to cook them all the way through. But you
Yep.
do not want them to be mushy. These are like still
Correct.
crispy, crunchy, a little sweet.
And for a vegetable that is famously like bitter,
Yeah.
right? It's sweet. Perfectly salted, because usually when I go to a place with sprouts, they roast them. That's a start, and then they just drown them in salt.
And then of course, the cornbread. Snag myself some of that.
Yeah. What I love about corn muffins is sweet and savory. With the butter. You haven't a lot of corn muffins since we've gotten here, have you?
Not really. It seems like in general Texas is slightly more about the white bread when it comes to their barbecue. But I've really enjoyed the cornbread that we have had. That's lovely.
I'm thoroughly impressed with this. We have eaten our way to the great city of Houston. Started off yesterday with Truth Barbecue, one of the top on Texas Monthly's 50 Best Barbecue 2021 list, right? Right when we got that food, I could see why. Everything was incredible. Loved that brisket. The sides, incredible. We ate like kings over there, right? Got a nice power nap in, then headed over to Pit Room. Breakfast tacos, come on.
I'm very glad you took me there so I could experience a proper breakfast taco because those were phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the barbecue as well, just in general, really, really great.
And I do think that you are like ruined for breakfast tacos now because I, as a guy who enjoys breakfast tacos and has them semi-regularly, that was hands down the best breakfast taco I've ever had.
Yeah.
With
Wow.
certainty.
That's high praise.
Amazing, amazing.
The barbecue themselves, excellent. The sides there as well, the chicharrones and the chips.
So great. Then we went to Pinkerton. Some say they are the best in Houston. A guy in there was saying that people will land at the Houston airport and come to Pinkerton's before they go to where they're staying.
Yeah.
And people go in there with their suitcases. That's how much of a must-stop Pinkerton is. And I can see why. I mean, traditionally speaking,
The classics they had absolutely nailed down.
Yep.
That brisket, the fatty brisket and the lean brisket. Cater to all your tastes.
the beef rib, the beef
Pork
rib,
rib,
the beef rib, the beef rib. Oh my god, the beef rib. Yeah.
A cheddar jalapeno sausage.
I have to say, like, I love the vibe there. Love the outdoor cinema. Inside, it feels like you're at someone's home. Outside, it feels like you're just chilling at like the best neighborhood barbecue. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
You can see why people from all over the country go to eat at Pinkerton. Absolutely fantastic.
And then finally we've ended our barbecue tour at Feges. And I personally have really liked it. Slightly different plate-wise compared to some of the other places we've been to. We missed the brisket, but honestly, I think the chopped brisket still does the job. Texturally, I actually maybe even prefer that to some of the regular sliced briskets that we tried. Those ribs were like different to any other ribs that we've had so far, I would say. And I mean that in a good way.
Totally agree. Chopped brisket didn't miss a step. Amazing sauces on the table. I think that might be the best rib we've had the whole time we've been here. Best pork ribs we've had this whole trip. The sides, perfect. The attention to detail, immaculate. And I also love how they have married classic barbecue with a more modern twist, and not only the environment, but also what they have here on the plate. People are always eating here. They're running stuff real quick, so I really want to come back here and get here bright and early to make sure that I try some of the goods that we unfortunately missed.
All in all, I feel like we've covered a lot of bases, had some excellent barbecue. All that remains is the difficult task of picking our favorite one. Out of the 4 spots in Houston that we've hit, do you have a favorite?
I'm sorry, where are we?
Out of the 4 spots in Houston that we've hit, do you have a favorite?
I do. I loved every place for all the reasons we said before. Every place has something that I really enjoyed, but if I had to pick one, I think I'm gonna land with the thinnest of margins. The thinnest. We're talking everything was an A+, one place was an A++, and for me, that was Pinkerton.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the beef rib, the brisket, the sides were amazing. This is the closest of seconds for me. Pinkerton just edged it out just a little bit.
I actually think I agree with you.
Really?
I think Pinkerton's, again, by a very fine margin,
Yeah.
number 1. I will say, in Houston and pretty much everywhere we've been, I think like all of the good places are doing the classics very well. So it's really fine margins, like brisket, ribs, sausage. You're not going to be disappointed anywhere. I really love the vibe in Pinkerton's. It was nice there. It did feel like you'd just gone around to Grant's house for some dinner, which is really great. And again, I think as a kind of like foreigner, as a tourist coming here, if I were recommending someone to visit Houston and try an authentic Texas barbecue experience, I think for me it's Pinkerton's that is doing it traditionally, excellently. But I would also say, if anyone's visiting, stop by the Pit Room and get a breakfast taco.
And I would also say definitely stop by here and get the unbelievable Brussels sprouts and the amazing ribs. These were my favorite ribs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, to be fair, actually, the ribs here were phenomenal. It's tough, man. It's tough. Everywhere's good.
Okay.
As much as I've had a great time, I'm excited to not eat brisket for like the next year.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think I got all my barbecuing done for the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go vegetarian for a while, I think, to balance out my karmic debt here. But hey, thank you, man. It's been phenomenally enlightening and delicious trip.
I'm ready to go to sleep.